This morning, brothers Michael, Ryan, and Adrian Pook were set free after being held on pretrial detention since May 2011. The siblings were on remand and had been tried for the murder of taximan Errol Ferguson, who was mortally wounded during a stabbing incident on Mahogany Street earlier that month. Despite the matter being heard in its entirety by Justice Troadio Gonzalez, a decision was never handed down, and the men continue to languish in prison 3 years after the trial. Attorneys Leslie Mendez and Leeroy collaborated on the case, and on February 5th were successful in securing bail on their behalf.
This morning, what was set before the court was an application to stay the criminal proceedings against the 3 defendants, which are the 3 Pook brothers. This came from an application that Mr. Leeroy Banner and myself made in February, the 5th, it was the 5th of February, to have these proceedings stayed based on the fact that an unreasonable amount of time had lapsed in the entire proceedings, but more particularly in the delivery of any verdict. So even today when we were before the court, there was no indication that a verdict was going to be delivered at any point in time in the future.
And that's because arguments in the matter against the trio had been concluded since mid-December 2015. Justice Gonzalez subsequently vacated the bench without rendering a decision.
As we understand it now, having them brought before a new judge, what we were facing now was a retrial. And so part of our submissions was also that a retrial in these circumstances where an entire trial had gone and concluded, there was no verdict, we would not have a transcript, there's no transcript. And also during this passage of time, the principal eyewitness also died. So in these circumstances, it was our position that a retrial would have been oppressive and also futile. But mostly we were focusing on the fact that there's no verdict and there wasn't one that would be coming soon, and that it was unreasonable to have these men waiting simply on a verdict for 3 years and some months.
The case was heard by Justice Colin Williams.
It was regrettably, for the most part, an institutional delay. You know, the prosecution had led its case, closed its case, the defense had led its case, closed its case. And the more significant delay here, I would say, was the institutional delay, which there was no explanation for, and I don't see what explanation could have justified such a delay.
I wouldn't want to put you on the spot, but wouldn't this be tantamount to an indictment of our judicial system where the matter had been thoroughly ventilated and it was only a decision that every party involved was awaiting, and the trial judge took retirement without delivering that verdict?
No, I don't think that I could in any way sidestep saying that it's really unfortunate. I think it's an embarrassment that we have this blotch in our legal history, you know, particularly as it relates to criminal justice.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.